Namaste. Welcome to our continuing series on homeopathy with our beloved Dr. Pachegaonkar. Namaste. This morning I wanted to ask you about syncopal attacks because they're not uncommon. Many people have them. Why do they occur and how do we counter them?
The syncopal attacks can be for because of various reasons. The commonest being like the person is not able to bear the hot scorching sun, then may get a transient what we call a blackout, a lack of blood supply feeling to the brain, and person sometimes even faints without any apparent reason, but most likely the person recovers. The body has a certain feedback mechanism which goes in action, and because of its crisis management, what we can call, but the person goes in hibernation, loses consciousness, even faints, and within a minute or so the person recovers. So these are transient syncopal attacks. It can be because of the exposure to heat, or some people even while rising suddenly from seat, that postural variation in the blood pressure also causes syncopal attacks. But typically syncopal attacks, the person goes faints, goes unconscious for a while, and then recovers quickly. So best way is to study their blood pressure variations, what we call postural variations. Then we can see the electrolyte imbalance if it is there. But mainly it's an indicator of a general weakness. So inability to cope with any sudden transition of heat or a posture or a circulation defect, their syncopal attacks can come.
And going from a very cold air conditioned room into the hot sun would be one of those examples?
Yes. See, if we are exposed to sudden contrast, it can be hot to cold as well as cold to hot, both ways. Body has to go through a turmoil in adjusting itself for sudden transitions. That's why here in India we advise that daytime, if you are using air conditioner in your office or room, it is better to acclimatize in non-AC room for 10 minutes before you go out in hot sun, or when you are coming from hot sun, you acclimatize yourself for 10 minutes and then go in AC room. Same way, if one is traveling in hot days in air conditioned car, we advise that when you know you are to get out of car, then put off the AC at least few minutes earlier before you get out of the car. And never keep the car in a cooled phase with air conditioner on before you enter it. You just board the car and then make the AC on, so slowly it starts getting cool. So there shouldn't be sudden transition.
Very good.
Not only that, even after taking a cold shower, we advise the person should not go and expose oneself to the hot air, or even not sit under fan for drying hair. Slowly, if it gets acclimatized, that should be better. So sudden transition is always a crisis for the body.
What is an ideal blood pressure depending on age? Let's say over 75.
Yes.
Or at 25.
As the age advances, the arterial walls develop more and more resistance because of thickening, a physiological phenomena. So definitely the thickened walls, they become more rigid and they offer bit more resistance to the flow of blood. So in natural course, as the age advances, the blood pressure also, physiological level of blood pressure also rises. So if the person is say 70, 75, so 140/90 would be the normal blood pressure for that age.
Oh, so
Whereas
high.
at the age it would be around 120/80. So definitely as age advances, little bit of raised blood pressure is physiological.
I see.
And it's mainly because of rigidity or thickening of arterioles.
Thank you.